Welcome back to Mongo's Garage. Today, Kenny is getting busy with Casper. So it got real cold over the weekend, and Ali was cranking on, and she didn't want to crank no more. So we think it's just the batteries are dead or something, starter. But ever since I bought this truck, it's just not run right. It smokes a whole hell of a lot. It's real bad when it's cold. It'll just smoke like a freight train. So I ended up going and purchasing a set of injectors for it. Just stock injectors. I don't need anything too good for it. So I got busy this morning. Started pulling the valve covers off. Got the glow plug harness and stuff out, because there's actually underneath this, there's a valve cover harness that plugs into that blue plug right there, which goes right to the injectors and to the glow plugs. The glow plugs are down. That's the glow plug right there. So it doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty clean under there. So now we're gonna pull something, let the fuel drain out of them for about 30 minutes, and then go from there. Pull them out, put new ones in.
Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Got the old Mongo man here, headed out to the shop, trying not to die on the lift, the ramp, whatever the heck you want to call that thing. KJ has been out here trying to replace injectors in Casper, and ended up with a little bit of a problem. What he did, he was taking the exhaust ports for the the oil exhaust off of the injector.
Diesel fuel systems use a plunger and barrel to pump high-pressure fuel into the combustion chamber. Most fuel systems use mechanical means to power the plunger, such as cam lobes or rocker arms. But the Huey system uses engine oil, pressurized to 3,500 psi to power the plunger, making the Huey much different to troubleshoot than mechanically actuated fuel systems. The term Huey stands for Hydraulically Actuated, Electronically Controlled Unit Injector. Actuation refers to the type of force used to power the plunger and pump the fuel out of the injector. Mechanically actuated fuel systems use a mechanical camshaft lobe to provide the force to pump the fuel. The Huey injector uses engine lube oil pressurized in a range from 870 psi to 3,500 psi to pump fuel from the injector. The Huey injector works like a hydraulic cylinder, multiplying the force of the high-pressure oil to produce very high fuel injection pressure. This multiplication is achieved by applying the force of the high-pressure oil to a piston that's about 6 times larger than the plunger. The piston pushes on the plunger, pressurizing the fuel under the plunger. The pressure of the lube oil is called actuation oil pressure because it determines the pressure at which fuel will be released from the injector. Fuel injection pressure is about 6 times greater than actuation oil pressure. A low actuation pressure generates a low fuel injection pressure.
And when he was doing that, he was using a little bit to do it with. And that little bit slipped out of the socket that he was using. Now we can't find it. So we went to town and bought some more tools, as you should do whenever you need to find the right things. Show them what we bought, KJ.
Yes.
Well, that's one of the things. Keep away from my ear.
Yes.
And that.
Uh-oh. Broke again.
And he broke it again. And then the, oh, here we go. A Milwaukee inspection camera. So we're going to see if we can figure anything out here. Inside of this hole, I don't see nothing. Ow. All right, so it's that back cylinder on the passenger side is the one he was taking apart. All of the injectors are in except that last cylinder. And this is the bolt that he was taking out when he lost that little key. So at this point, I think we're just going to put it back together, because we're not pulling it back apart, that's for sure. So after searching for it for about an hour, KJ and I have decided that that piece either made it all the way to the oil pan or didn't fall in the engine at all and is laying somewhere on the frame rail. At some point, you just have to, I guess, take the chance and put it back together. So he's now installing that last injector in number 7 cylinder. This being a Powerstroke 444 cubic inch 7.3 liter international Navistar diesel. These aren't numbered like normal Fords. Normally you would get number 1, 2, 3, and 4 down the passenger side and 5, 6, 7, 8 down the driver's side. But these are not numbered that way. These are numbered like a Chevy. All odds on one side and evens on the other. KJ's trying to shove the injector down into the injector cup right now. Kind of hard to get way back in there to that injector where it's at. That's why he's struggling a little bit. So now he has in his hand the last retaining bolt, which has got to go on the bottom side. And once that last retaining bolt is in, he'll have to put the exhaust manifold on for the exhaust oil that comes out of that injector and returns its way back to the oil pan. Those exhaust manifolds mount up there to the top. If you look just to the, yeah, there you go, just to the left of that Deutsch style connector there, you can see where that exhaust manifold bolts, and it actually takes some of the, whatchamacallit, it takes that exhaust oil that's coming out of the injector and just forces it downwards so that it's not squirting into the valve cover itself.
Oh, we're about to make a mess.
Oh, you're going to have to get back under there and put that starter back in there. But first we got to see if it works. Kenny's hard at it again here in the garage, putting new injectors in Casper. Be running again here shortly. Just getting ready to blow the oil out of the cylinders. So the starter that's on this truck is rebuilt. We had it done at Willard in Bridgeville. That's good. KJ's currently under there trying to adjust it with a hammer. Stay under it. I'll go and see if it. You tell me if the starter's clicking or not. If you can feel, put your hand on the starter and just feel if it's moving. Red eye? Ready? Where'd you put the key? I don't know why you take keys out of shit, man. Drive me up a wall. Huh? Take it back out of there. So Kenny's going to take the starter back out of it, and we're going to take it back to Bridgeville in the morning and see what the boys at Willard can do with it. It sounds as though the brushes or something is probably cooked off of it. Right, Kenny? Something like that, because it is clicking, so it's coming out. It's just not making any good connection. And those boys just rebuilt it over at Willard, so we'll see what happens in the morning. All right, pick it back up tomorrow.
Today on Mongo's Garage, Kenny took Casper for a little spin. Give her a little hell run. She was smoking pretty bad when he left, but it's cleared up now. I didn't get it to smoke at all on the way out. So yeah, it's running real good now. Now those are stock injectors from Pensacola Diesel. There's brand new diesel glow plugs in there and under valve cover harnesses, because it comes as a whole kit. The kit costs about $1,000, and you got to send your other injectors back. If you don't send them back, you pay $600 for the core of them, but then you get your old injectors still. So yeah, it's running great now. No problems. It used to smoke like a freight train. Now it's just sitting here idling real nice. It used to high idle real bad. Now it's running fine. It's a good running truck now.